begin with our blueberry muffins for baking basics. Getting started with our blueberry muffins. We need 1.5 cups of flour. You do not scoop in and level off. Flour is heavy, so instead you are going to use a spoon, scoop the flour out, put it in your dry measuring cup. If you scoop in, you're going to get way more than a cup. We know flour provides structure, it creates gluten. Too much of flour in your baked product will make it tough and chewy. And then all I'm doing is scraping off. Remember, when you level off, first thing you do, pull it back to you, then level off. I'm done with my 1 cup. All right, 1.5 cups of flour, done. 3/4 cup white sugar. All based on step 2, flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, all goes together. This one's easy. You can just scoop in, level off, try to level off in the bag. 1, 3. Okay, I did 3/4 cups to make 3/4 cup. Perfect. Sugar is for browning and to add sweetness, so we're good there. We have our gluten, our structure, our color. Let's do some salt to make that gluten even stronger. 1/2 teaspoon. Just measure over this dry measuring cup since I'm done with it for now, and if I spill any salt, I can just throw it away. And it's better than being on the counter. So just like other dry ingredients, you measure your salt, level it off because I don't want too much salt. And just double check. I need 1/2 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon. Yup. All right. And this, I'm just going to throw away the extra salt. Baking powder. We need 2 teaspoons. This is our leavening agent. It is going to make our food rise. Powder puffs. Baking soda spreads, but we are going to puff. How I measure in the container. You guys can kind of see there's a little bit of a line here. You scoop in, you overfill it, and you just scrape it along the line. So that's 1. Get out of your little containers. Just use your butter knife or straight edge spatula and level it off. You want accurate measurement. Too much baking powder will have an aftertaste, and it is very potent. It's very strong. It tastes like salt. You don't want 1/3 cup milk. So I got my milk. My liquid measuring cup is a little different. It is built on an angle. We talked about that with pancakes. I don't have to go eye level with this one. If I was using this one, 100% I would be eye level. I'm going to measure and make sure it's good to go. I'm going to be accurate. We all know liquid milk creates moistness, and it turns our dry ingredients, it'll turn this into a batter. So just to be sure, go eye level. We got 1/3. All right, we're going to put our milk in a small bowl. Skipping the blueberries, I'll explain why in a minute. Up next is our vegetable oil, which we also need 1/3. Pour it in the same bowl as the milk. Up next, I need 1 egg. I have an extra paper towel here, so I can put the shell on it. I have my custard cup because I don't crack into the bowls, because if I get shell in it, I'm in trouble. Give it a good hard yoink against the counter. Crack it, bam, no shell. Since eggs are potentially hazardous, I am going to go re-wash my hands. In my hands, I have my egg in my custard cup. All I'm going to do is take a fork, break up the yolk a little bit. I'm not going crazy. It just will help when I'm mixing it with my liquids later on. Now I'm going to put the egg and the milk and the vegetable oil all together. That's it for measuring. We got all of our measuring stuff together. So I have my liquid bowl, I have my dry bowl. Let's make our crumb toppings next. We need 1/2 cup white sugar. If you're doing the white sugar, 1/3 cup flour. Scoop your flour in with a spoon. Give it a good scoop. Making a little bit of a mess, it's okay, I can clean it. You just want to be as clean as possible so we don't have as much to clean up. 1/3 cup, done. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So here's my 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Next, last but not least, I am going to measure my butter. Oh, actually it's already measured. It's half of a stick. Microwave it. Before I put in the microwave though, I'm gonna get a paper towel and put it over. I'm gonna get started with 20 seconds and see if I need any more time. So I wound up melting my butter for a total of 30 seconds in the microwave. Each microwave's a little bit different. Always start with less than too much. All right, pour my butter and my crumb toppings together. So we're kind of doing steps 1 and 2 for the crumb topping. Mix sugar, flour, butter, cinnamon together with a fork. Why am I jumping ahead and doing the crumb topping when I haven't started my muffins? Well, that is because of the butter. Butter is a fat, as you guys know. It's going to make this food tender. When you melt a fat that was originally solid, you emulsify? That might not be right. It hardens up. So the butter will go from liquid back to a solid-ish state. I like to use the melted butter as quickly as possible, not thicken and harden back up. So as long as you mix it in with other ingredients, it does its job. Mixing this, the big thing is I'm just scraping the sides and the bottom to make sure I don't have pockets of dry ingredients. It's all combined with my flour. It kind of looks like wet sand, kind of like brown sugar. This is done. I'm going to put it to the side for now. Let's make some muffins. Combine flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder in a large bowl. Done. It's in there. I have to combine it. I'm just going to use my whisk. What we want to avoid is pockets of an ingredient, just kind of like with the crumb topping. Use a fork. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a spoon. You can use whatever you want. Step 2, place vegetable oil in a small bowl. Add your egg and milk to the vegetable oil. We are going to mix this up. Just using my whisk again. It's okay. I would not mix my liquid and then my dry, because if there's any liquid on this whisk, when you add it to the flour, it's going to create, dun-dun-dun-dun, gluten. And you're going to have a gluey substance on your hand. So let's avoid that. So you do flour or dry ingredients first, then your liquid. Okay. I know I'm good. You can't see it because it is all uniform. I can't see the egg, I can't see the milk, I can't see the oil. It's all a pale yellow color. Our ingredients into the flour mixture. So what I'm doing to my flour mixture is I am making a well, a hole in the center. You guys saw this in your muffin video. You make a hole in the center and you're going to slowly add in your liquid. I'm scraping to make sure all the liquid is in here. We don't want dry muffins. That would be a crime. I'm going to fold down the sides. And all I'm going to do is get the dry and the liquid combined. I am not going to go crazy for lumps. I am not going to go crazy and count to a certain number. I'm fine with lumpy batter. I just want it mixed together. Too much mixing, your muffins will sink in. As you saw in the picture that I showed you guys, your muffins will collapse. They will deflate. I don't want that. So right now, all I'm trying to do is make sure my liquid and my dry are combined. Once I no longer see dry ingredients, blueberries, let's talk. Here's the problem. My blueberries went bad. I made this video for you guys September 8th. It was a while ago. I deleted it, and I did not mean to. And so, okay, let's redo it. Not a problem. Except I don't have blueberries. It's the one ingredient I don't have. So what am I going to do? I can add another different flavor. I could have chocolate chips I could add. I could keep it plain. Or if you have raisins, you guys can put some cinnamon in here too. Ooh, cinnamon raisin muffins. I don't have raisins. I don't have a lot of options. Heck, you could put Skittles in here for all I care. It's a flavor. A gross flavor, but it's a flavor. So since I don't have blueberries, I'm going to omit them. You do not have to. You can definitely put in blueberries. What you do is you get your blueberries, you wash them. You get a cup, excuse me. Measure about a cup. Just take your dry measuring cup, pour some in. If you want a little bit less, that's fine. If you want more, go for it. Wash them. Once they're washed, you put them in. You're going to fold it into your batter. That just means you take the bottom, scrape up the side, and you gently mix. It is not a rough one. It is not a crazy one. You do not want to overmix this batter. So put the blueberries in, toss it around maybe 2, maybe 3 times, you're done. If you're not gonna do blueberries, fine. It's a flavor. You like it, don't like it. I like it, I just don't have them. Your muffin cup's 3/4 of the way full. If you're heavy-handed, do halfway. I have my spoon because this is a what batter? A drop batter. I'm gonna start off with 1 scoop in each. I'm gonna start off with the 8. Then I'm gonna go back and add a little bit more batter to the ones that need it. All right, I got my 8. I'm gonna go back. I'm doing smaller scoops. Whoops, I got some on the container, on the baking sheet. Muffin tin, not a big deal. You don't wanna overfill it because you do need to leave room for the streusel. Streusel goes on before you bake. Sometimes kids put it on after, and that's just kind of gross. You guys saw what the streusel looks like. You don't really wanna eat that without baking it. And look at that, I'm already running out of batter. If this happens, this guy is a little short. This guy is very full. I'm just gonna steal some. Oh no, he's falling over. Not a big deal. All right. Muffin tin is filled with 8 muffins, or muffin batter. I spilled, I don't know if you guys can see, I spilled right there. What I'm gonna do is go get a wet paper towel, wipe it up. Do not bake it with batter on the edges. That will bake, you will be scrubbing. It is not fun. I got my wet paper towel, my spill batter. I am not soaking it or anything because I don't need it to be wet, just a little damp to help pick up the batter. Sprinkle the crumb topping mixture or our streusel. You have 2 options. One, you can kind of just take your fork, plunk it down. Thing is though, this comes out in large chunks. You do not want a large chunk of streusel on your muffin. It'll weigh it down, it'll help it deflate. So even if you're gonna make a beautiful muffin without it, it's gonna deflate it. Use your clean hands, break up the crumbs, and just sprinkle it on. Always do a little bit, and then go on to the next one. You can always come back and add more. If you're like, ooh, I don't like cinnamon, you can always omit the cinnamon because cinnamon is a flavor. Flavor just is adding that flavor of cinnamon. So you don't have to use it. I'm spreading it, I'm making sure I'm trying to cover all areas of the muffin, not just the center. All right guys, so I got streusel on all 8 of my muffins, or my muffin batter. All right, it says bake for 20 to 25 minutes. You guys know better, start with 15. Last time I did 20, I burned these puppies. Tasted fine, but man, I burned them. So we're gonna do 15, check them, see if we need more time. Before I put these in the oven, you wanna make sure you open up your oven door all the way down. And if I can do this 9 months pregnant, you guys shouldn't have a problem. We put it in the middle rack. Why do we want the oven door all the way down? You put it on an angle, not all the way. You're gonna try to slide your muffins in at an angle. You might spill, it'll get to the bottom of the oven, it'll burn, you'll be scrubbing, you'll be sad, I'll be sad, just avoid it. Oven door all the way. Muffin tin in the middle rack. Close your oven door. Set your time. Guys, the timer just went off. I got my oven mitts to take out my muffins. Let's just see how they look. Again, open up the oven door all the way. These look beautiful. Way better than the last time I made these. I'm so happy actually I had to redo them. To tell if they are done. You can do a toothpick just like you do for a cake, but you make sure you don't get it in the streusel because the streusel might come out and it looks like it's not done. Also, just by touch, if you have clean hands, it shouldn't be soft, it should be pretty crisp. All right, let me bring these a little bit closer to you guys. You can also see I have some holes in them from the weight. That's a little deflated from the weight of the streusel. I had probably too much streusel in one spot, and it just sunk in a little. Oh well. All right, friends, let's talk about how to get these out. So because this has a crumb topping, the streusel on it, I don't want to do that. Instead, I just take a fork and I lift it out. Woo, that's hot. All right, if I were you, I'd be putting one on a plate, taking a picture or showing it to the camera so I can get my full points. Ouch. But I'm not you, so I'm not gonna do that. Also, heads up, don't put your hot stuff in your sink or cool it off with water. It's gonna break the pan slowly and surely if you do it repeatedly. So instead, I'm gonna put this back on the stove, let it cool, and I'll see you guys later. Good luck.